Hi there. Have you ever been puzzled by how to say British place names correctly? That's the names of our towns and cities. Today, we're going to sharpen your pronunciation skills, focusing especially on those tricky names that might not sound the way they look. Let's increase your knowledge of pronunciation, which is important for anyone interested in British culture or planning a stay in the UK. We haven't practiced English pronunciation for a while, so let's cover some rules to help you pronounce English place names correctly. English is a funny language which has grown up over centuries and which is a mix of many other languages. This means our pronunciation isn't logical because words can come from a whole range of different origins, different languages, and British place names can be particularly challenging. Today, I'm focusing on British ones, which may be helpful for places in other English-speaking countries. But if you want a lesson specifically on how to pronounce major towns in other English-speaking countries, I can do that too. Just get in touch and let me know. Hello, I'm Hilary and you're listening to Adept English. We will help you to speak English fluently. All you have to do is listen. So start listening now and find out how it works. First, a quick tip. If you're finding your pronunciation is holding you back, Adept English is here to help. We offer a comprehensive English consonants pronunciation course. It includes audio and ebook material to make those tricky pronunciations feel natural. And this course runs through all the difficult rules concerning English consonants, all the things that people get wrong. It's all in our usual listen and learn course format. So if you want to start refining your pronunciation skills today, go to our courses page on the website at adeptenglish.com. So, difficult to pronounce place names, names of cities and towns in the UK, mainly England, the ones that could be a challenge. I'll try to group them together so that there are similar ones so you can learn some useful rules. I'm leaving Wales out for today. That's a whole other ball game, meaning it's something else entirely, and related to the fact that there is a Welsh language. So it's not necessarily English you're dealing with Welsh place names. Just to give you a flavour, somewhere I once lived in Wales, Llanelli. That's spelt L-L-A-N-E-L-L-I. One more, Cwmbran. That's C-W-M-B-R-A-N. You see what I mean? These are a whole other level of difficult, and many English people struggle and mispronounce Welsh place names. So major cities of the UK first off. I'll just list them. These are ones you'll probably know, even if you've only heard of the football teams. And most are pronounced logically, just as they're spelt, sounding out every letter. So these are the easy ones: London, Cardiff, Glasgow, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Sheffield, Nottingham, Leeds. So those ones are easy because they're said exactly as they're spelt. The double F in Sheffield is pronounced as one letter, and the same at the end of Cardiff. And on the words where there are a number of syllables, the emphasis is on the first syllable: Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Nottingham. You hear that? So far, so good. So the vast majority of British place names are pronounced exactly as they're spelt. I'm going to focus on the ones that aren't, the ones that you may find difficulty with. So I'm looking down a list of towns, major towns and cities in the UK in size order. Some of the ones that might give you difficulty. First is Leicester. That's L-E-I-C-E-S-T-E-R. Let's tackle Leicester first. You may have heard of Leicester City Football Club, or you may have travelled on the tube in London to Leicester Square. But there's also a city called Leicester, and it sits in the county of Leicestershire. The meaning of the word county, C-O-U-N-T-Y, so that's like country without the R. The UK is divided up into counties, which are geographical areas. We always give the county as part of the address. So places like Sussex, Surrey, Middlesex, Cumbria, these are all counties, and so is Leicestershire. Now, if we were American, we would have simplified this spelling and spelt it L-E-S-T-E-R, Leicester. And if you bear that in mind, Leicester isn't difficult to say, even Leicestershire. And there are other place names also with this C-E-S-T-E-R ending, because it comes from when the Romans occupied Britain. This cester ending is from the Latin castra, meaning a camp. So there's also Worcester and Worcestershire, both W-O-R-C-E-S-T-E-R. It's easier if you imagine it without the C-E in the middle, Worcester. And then there's Gloucester, G-L-O-U-C-E-S-T-E-R, which sits in, you guessed it, the county of Gloucestershire. So this is generally the rule. It's as though there's a silent C-E. But of course, there's always at least one exception to catch you out. In this case, it's Cirencester. That's C-I-R-E-N-C-E-S-T-E-R, which is in the county of Wiltshire. And the full Cester is pronounced there. Next large city that's important, Edinburgh. E-D-I-N-B-U-R-G-H. And of course, it's that ending, B-U-R-G-H, pronounced br, that feels difficult. You may have heard of the Duke of Edinburgh. Maybe that makes it easier. But there are a whole host of towns with this sort of ending. Banborough in the northeast, for example. This is Anglo-Saxon English. Burg, B-U-R-G, meaning a fortification or a fortified town. The more common ending that's similar and comes from this is borough, B-O-R-O-U-G-H, borough. So that the O-U-G-H is just an sound. And there are lots of places ending in borough in the UK. In fact, on one website I found it listed 515 places in the UK with this borough ending. So it's well worth learning. Some examples for you to practice with: Farnborough, Middlesbrough, Scarborough. Well worth learning. And of course there's always the difficult one. What about the town of Loughborough? That's L-O-U-G-H-B-O-R-O-U-G-H. So there's an O-U-G-H sound at the start, pronounced uff, and then the familiar borough endings, the O-U-G-H pronounced Bit of practice: Loughborough, Loughborough. In the Adept English Consonant Pronunciation course, there's a whole chapter on O-U-G-H words and their different pronunciations. It's worth checking out. There's quite a number of them. How about some places with silent letters? Again, I cover silent letters in detail on the course too. But here's some place names with silent letters. What about some with a silent L? Norfolk. That's N-O-R-F-O-L-K. So a silent L at the end, like in the word folk, F-O-L-K, or talk, T-A-L-K, or yolk, that's Y-O-L-K, that's the yellow bit of an egg. And there's also Suffolk, S-U-F-F-O-L-K, which is the same. And then you have Lincoln, and Lincolnshire. This is like Abraham Lincoln, US President, Lincoln. With that one, you just pretend the L isn't there. And some British place names with a silent W. There's a pattern to make it easier. They tend to end in WICK or WICH. So Warwick, and the county it's in, Warwickshire. Warwick. Harwich. Harwich, that's on the south coast. You can get a ferry across the sea from Harwich to the Hook of Holland. Then up north there's Horwich, Horwich in Greater Manchester, near where I'm from, so I know that one quite well. And in the northeast of England, Berwick upon Tweed, that's Berwick. Another tip, if place names have on or upon in the middle of them, surrounded by hyphens, then the third word is a river, like Stoke-on-Trent and Stratford-upon-Avon. They have these names because Stoke is on the River Trent, and Stratford, that's the birthplace of William Shakespeare, is on the River Avon, which also gives the county its name. Back again to place names with silent W's and an WICK or WICH ending. If you're in London, it's also relevant because there's Greenwich, GREENWICH, Chiswick, CHISWICK, and Dulwich, DULWICH. So if you're going to stay in London, don't get caught out by these place names. Note Greenwich in particular. It looks like Greenwich, but no, we say Greenwich. And this is the Greenwich as in GMT or Greenwich Mean Time. And it's even useful to know this if you're in New York, as Greenwich Village is an area of Manhattan. Shall we do a bit of practice now? Try saying these ones with me. Leicester, Leicestershire. Worcester, Worcestershire. Gloucester, Gloucestershire, but Cirencester. Edinburgh, Scarborough, Middlesbrough, Farnborough, Gainsborough, Marlborough, but Loughborough. Norfolk, Suffolk, Lincoln, Lincolnshire. Harwich, Horwich, Berwick upon Tweed, Warwick and Warwickshire, Greenwich, Chiswick and Dulwich. Okay, let us know how you got on with this one, and also if you'd like some other place name podcasts, please suggest themes. Enough for now. Have a lovely day. Speak to you again soon. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening. Please help me tell others about this podcast by reviewing or rating it. And please share it on social media. You can find more listening lessons and a free English course at adeptenglish.com.